Mikel Arteta expects Arsenal to have a huge transfer window this upcoming summer window. Victor Gyokeres, apparently, according to sources coming out in Portugal, there is an agreement in place that he will be leaving the club this summer for anywhere between 50 to 70 million pounds. Nico Williams, in which could be the biggest summer window for Arsenal, is also being linked with Zubimendi. Kerkez wants to move from Bournemouth, with him being the perfect long-term replacement for Andy Robertson. And will Mohamed Salah go, or will he stay? We've got so much to get into. Make sure you watch this video the whole way through, because there's probably 6-7 stories I'm going to get through. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure you have hit that subscribe button. We are steamrolling our way towards 50,000 subscribers. We're 90 away from 49k. So big up to every single one of you. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. Now, all over social media the last 24 to 48 hours, Andrea Berta has been appointed as a new director of football of Arsenal. And lots of reports from Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Sky Sports, ESPN, whatever news outlet you normally use, they are talking about Arsenal going out there. And even Ben Jacobs have said in excess of £300 million. Now, don't get me wrong, not all of this will be bringing in top quality players. You know, Kivior's been linked to a move away. Jorginho has been linked to a move away. Zinchenko has also been linked to a move away. Let's not forget Borussia Dortmund are in for this guy in January. So there will, of course, be some players coming in to do a like-for-like change, but they're also been looking at the top quality, and when they need that top quality is in their attack. I honestly think Raheem Sterling will probably go back to Chelsea and then maybe get a move away. I don't think Arsenal will sign him permanently. You've also got Alexander Isak. I've stayed 100% consistent and I've said if Newcastle United stay on the trajectory that they are, which is to get into the top 4, I think it's very, very unlikely that Newcastle do sell Alexander Isak. They play Brentford tomorrow night, which is a very, very tough game for both sides, both two really, really good teams. I honestly think Victor Gyokeres, David Ornstein said yesterday, it's more likely, and now there's ITKs, there's sources out in Portugal saying that there is an agreement, whether you believe that or not. I'm just literally the messenger. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just give my opinion. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out of a couple of quotes on Mikel Arteta saying it's going to be a big transfer window for us. We are very excited about it. We need to increase the depth of the squad, but as well, you want to increase certain qualities and skill that we need to go to the next step. Now, lots of people believe that the two players that will be coming in will be a left-sided winger and will be a number 9. Now, of course, Andrea Berta has come in as a new director of football, and he is a massive fan of Swedish striker Victor Gyokeres. Arteta has said he's exactly what we need, new blood with people that are so ambitious and so attached to the football club that we already do, but want to add value. Now, I honestly believe Arsenal will go out there and do minimum of £200 million. In order for them to do 300 million, it probably would require some outgoings. Maybe they get 20-30 million for Zinchenko. Maybe they get 20-30 million for Kivior. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting here come the end of the season. Obviously, the Champions League is what they've got to play for now. They could drop the gap down to 9 points tonight if they were to get a win over Fulham. But it almost their entire season is hanging on that Champions League game. Bukayo Saka is, of course, back as well. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens tonight. Now, moving on, Kerkez from Bournemouth has been heavily linked to a move away. Now, he said a number of days ago that he's open to a new challenge. There's lots of people out there that are linking him to Liverpool. Now, there was a report that came out yesterday from the Times that Bournemouth price tag is around £45 million. Now, Liverpool are a really, really good club when it comes to signing players. They don't often pay over the odds. Don't get me wrong, 90 million euros for Darwin Núñez is a little bit excessive. But I look at someone like Milos Kerkez at £45 million. I think he is the perfect long-term replacement for Andy Robertson on that left-back side. Probably Robertson will probably be there another 18 months to 2 years, which will, of course, help Kerkez develop and get better as a fullback. He's still a young player. He's only 22, 23 years of age. He's had a really, really good season. Bournemouth have come out and said, though, they're only selling 2 of their 4 players, which will, of course, be 2 of Semenyo, Dean Huijsen, who's heavily linked to a move to Real Madrid. You've also got Kluivert, who's linked to the move away, and Kerkez. So only 2 of those will go. I imagine Kluivert and Semenyo will stay, and Dean Huijsen and Kerkez will probably leave. Now, Mohamed Salah is another one. Will he go? Will he stay? I have never seen so much traction. Obviously, Mohamed Salah, don't get me wrong, is one of the best players in the world. Excuse me, if not the best at the moment. But there's so many different twists, so many different turns in this story. You know, people are talking about, you know, will he leave? Will he sign the new contract? I honestly believe Trent Alexander-Arnold will be a Real Madrid player come the end of the season. And I think Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah will still be here. Now, Mohamed Salah, you know, the interesting thing is Virgil van Dijk is going to be 34 in July, and Mohamed Salah is currently 32. You would imagine at some point they will both slow down. So Liverpool have got to play this so smart. They've got to essentially play this so that I would give Van Dijk another year extension to his 35, and I would probably give Salah 18 months to 2 years, or a year with an option to extend for another year, because you don't know what Liverpool are going to be like next season. Is this a one-off season where they go and batter everyone and win the league? You know, you think back to when Jurgen Klopp bought that entire midfield to Liverpool. A lot of the build, like when he brought in Endo, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, a lot of the foundations were built under Jurgen Klopp. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they start bringing players in. Luis Diaz is linked to the move away. Darwin Núñez, of course, too. And one player that is linked to practically every club you can imagine right now is Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams. Now, Nico Williams, for me, is a top winger. He's apparently got a 55 million release clause. Kieran Horn from Football London has come out of an article, and he has sent a very clear message and seemingly a chaotic last few days for Arsenal. And it's essentially saying, if you want me, come and pay for me, is what I kind of get from that. You've also got Zubimendi, heavily linked to a move away. Will Manchester City go in for him? Will Real Madrid go in for him? Are Liverpool back in the mix? There's so much like speculation. We're not even in the transfer window. The Premier League season resumes tonight in terms of the international break is over. But at the moment, there's so much transfer news around. You've also got the Club World Cup this summer, and the transfer window does start and close for 2 weeks, then reopen. So I imagine in the next 2 or 3 months when it opens, you are going to see more rumors, more speculation, more news, which is great for people like us and you guys for listening. Actually, what is going to come to a reality and what is essentially fake news, because you see Mohamed Salah right now, you've got credible journalists coming out there and saying he is going to sign the new contract. And you've also got credible journalists saying that, you know, Saudi are still interested. And there's plenty of clubs that are prepared to break the bank for Mohamed Salah. You've also got Harry Kane. Harry Kane's 50 to 60 million pound release clause is active this summer. You know, Fabrizio Romano has come out of a quote saying that basically his full focus is on Bayern Munich and he doesn't know where this is coming from. But do not be surprised if a lot of clubs go out there and test the water for Harry Kane. You know, it's very likely that he's going to get his first trophy with Bayern Munich this season in the Bundesliga. You know, as it stands right now, they are currently 6 points clear on Leverkusen with 8 or 9 games to go. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him as well. Not only that, Bastoni is another one who's being linked to practically every club in Europe right now. Let me know your thoughts down below on Kerkez, on Mohamed Salah, on Nico Williams, on Gyokeres. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure you do hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.